discussion expecting that we'll be talking about doomsday, but it's lovely that it's been much to the contrary. And I think much of the discussion today very clearly points out to the fact that jobs are not reducing, but they are largely kind of on the increase. That said, there is no doubt that there are certain types of jobs which are mundane, routine, repetitive, predictive, that is certainly being replaced. And the advent of much of these emerging technologies such as AI, deep learning, blockchain, IoT, mobile, cloud, AR, VR, and so on, is completely changing the landscape of how the workplace is today. We are talking about jobs being displaced, we're talking about emerging technologies, how important it is. But just to share some perspective, and this could be just our own personal experience at our company, along with the CTO who's a die-hard AI, IoT fan, we did meet a lot of our customers over the last month in the US. And what is interesting is that while there were some who showed interest in emerging technologies, it is clearly the case that the bulk of what we do, a larger quantum of the work that we do, is still very much entrenched in conventional technologies. So it is not really the case that has just been completely replaced and the open source technologies and the Microsoft technologies were in place has suddenly been displaced. That really is not the case. And of course, we do work with fairly large customers as well. We do work with Amazon, we do work with customers who create the payment gateway and the innovation that goes to the payment systems which are used in vending machines such as what is used by Coke and Pepsi. But even there, it is not the case that there is a complete displacement from the conventional technologies. So, on one hand, we're talking about jobs being replaced. I can definitely tell you from the industry perspective that we are hugely looking out and we are hugely wanting a significant number of good skilled resources to join us. So the question really becomes, how is it that with this kind of changing technology, with this changing landscape, what really is the kind of expectations that one would have on the people who are freshers? What is the expectation that one would have? What is it that from academic institutions, what is it that is being done in order to kind of create and manage these expectations that comes in from the industry? If we can hear from you, Dr. Viju, as to continuing from what was stated, what really would be some initiatives that the institutions, the academic institution can take to really prepare the students for the future?
The academy is running behind the industry. We were not able to go ahead of the industry. So this year I'm just making a search what will be the requirement for which industry is come to the campus, which is the technology they're looking for. I'll add some additional courses as you mentioned, and I'll try to bridge a gap. Majority of the candidates are getting some job after the campus, maybe after 1 year or 2 years. So this is my request. Can you predict little bit in future? In not future, little bit in advance. Next thing, you come and associate with academia. We will start new courses according to your requirement. According to your requirement, we will start the courses. Right now, we started, okay, X, Y, Z brand is huge demand. Who is predicting? Students and parents are saying it has huge demand. The industry is not mentioning anything right now. If you predict, if you say we will start a particular courses for you. Okay.
Thank you. I think there's a lot of very interesting perspectives that came in that. And people like Dr. Saji and the good work they do, there's a mention of GTEC. And GTEC is also talking to some of the university itself to kind of enhance this collaboration so understanding is better. You have heard what the academy has said, you've heard what the industry has said. I spoke to you briefly also before this, and I know that you have very interesting perspectives. Why don't you critique the manner in which the industry and academia is approaching this whole issue? And if you are given a magic wand, how should it be different?
See, I am from engineering. So in my own class, I have more than 80% people who don't want to go into engineering. But when companies come, like they do go for placements because social status, family pressure, and everything. So it's expected from us that we should have some qualities. but they don't have, or sometimes they don't want to. What academy said, like, we should implement some things that will enable to reduce the gap between the companies and placements and education.
Sure. Thank you so much. It certainly calls for a lot of passion to be doing what you need to do. And when that is there, I think the rest of things fall in place. Thank you very much, Arjun. Thank you to all the panelists. I must congratulate each and everyone who participated here. It's been extremely interesting. And I would also like to thank the organizers, both CII and Skillworks, for having organized this absolutely interesting discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so